Y'all, welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by, coming to holler at your boys. Today, we're going to get through our Sweet 16 and get it down to the final 8.
Elite 8 out here.
Elite 8.
So we're going to talk about it. We're going to debate some points. We both filled out our brackets individually. I feel like I'm sure we got some overlap. We reached out to y'all for some feedback, and some thoughts. Shout out to my boy, I think it's Jack Bishop. I think that's in the comments, who wrote a really long joint, just kind of like his thoughts on it.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
We appreciate
feedback.
that. We appreciate y'all getting involved and just debating with us. So we're gonna go through it and figure out what we think about this. So
he got like a dope avatar too on his.
It is. It looks like it's Szeth. I'm not sure if it's Szeth.
I think it's Szeth.
But it looks like it's Szeth.
Yeah.
So, which I mean,
shout out to you.
See if Szeth makes it. So.
Okay, so we both filled out the brackets separately. We're gonna talk through them and kind of go from there.
Let's start left, the top down, and go to the top down.
Okay.
So Geralt versus Kvothe.
Okay. So off gate, I mean, Geralt is gonna win.
That's what you think,
in my opinion.
In your opinion, okay.
Geralt, I mean, he's battle hardened.
He's got years of experience. Lots of years, right?
If Geralt ever got tripped up, I feel like my boy Dandelion will be in the background and be like, "Smash his loot, sire! Smash his loot!" And so my man smashes loot and Kvothe fall apart. Kvothe ain't gonna know what to do, or he take it and he threatened to smash it, and Kvothe will do anything for that loot.
Anything
for that loot.
So let's just say, we give them both swords. I remember reading in the Wise Man Fears and in the what was the other one? Name of the Wind.
Yeah.
Kvothe was he was a serviceable swordsman. I think he came in renown.
Yeah.
I don't think he was the best swordsman in his world, right?
Right.
I think in the Witcher world, nobody wants to see Geralt one-on-one when it comes to the swords. I think he's like, when it comes to blade contact, I think he's one of the best within the Witcher world.
Yeah.
So just on sword play, I think Geralt has it. Now, if we get into the magical element, Kvothe has some magical things. He has, obviously, he can move some elements and whatnot, and he has the naming thing.
Name of the Wind.
But we don't know if he would know Geralt's true name. Like, I don't know if because I think that would give him control over Geralt, but we can't just assume he would know Geralt's name, But Geralt has...
But he is a student.
He is a student.
He does his research.
But I mean, are we giving him prep time, or are we just throwing him in there like unbeknownst to themselves and ask them balance?
However we feel. It's our tournament.
It is our tournament. So I would say we would just throw him in there and let him battle. You know? So that kind of takes out Quote's prep time to study. And Geralt's skills, while they're not like of the supreme magicians of his world, they're good for battling. They're good for in mixed combat. And then being a Witcher, he has enhanced abilities, right? Like he's stronger than the average man, a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, heals a little bit faster, right? So I feel like all that to say, I agree with you. I think Geralt would defeat Kvothe in a one-on-one fight to the death.
Yes, I agree.
You agree? Okay. We hope y'all agree. If y'all don't agree, let us know why y'all don't agree in the comments. But I think for this one, we just gonna say Geralt is gonna. Geralt's gonna win.
Vaelin Alsorna.
Yes.
He has the blood song.
The blood song.
Right?
So he was schooled, right? Like he went to basically a school to train fighters. They had like all these different schools. Some schools train like thieves, some schools train like healers, some school train different things. And his schooling of training was battling, like being a warrior.
Did he have like a dog? He got a dog, right?
He had a dog. He learned how to horseback ride, fight, shoot arrows. So he's a very competent fighter, trained to be a competent fighter.
In addition, he got the blood song.
He has the blood song.
So that blood song come into play, and that blood song is it's the song of blood, right?
Yes.
It tell him where to go, what to do.
Yeah, it gives him it guides him. Yes, and it guides him to figure out mysteries within his world, but also can guide him to battle.
Yeah, it's kind of like a spidey sense.
It's like a spider sense, right? Kind of like a knowing thing. Like maybe if you won with the Force, you can feel how things are going to move and whatnot. So it is a very unique ability that he has.
Okay. Katniss Everdeen.
Katniss Everdeen. Them arrows. She probably is the best archer of the group.
Yes.
Most skill in shooting things. She grew up hunting animals and things of that nature.
She had to feed what's her sister name? It's like a flower. Prim.
Was it Prim?
I think it was Prim.
Prim. Yeah. Feed her sister.
Yeah.
And she was thrust into this battle royale.
Yeah.
She know now and had to adapt, and she did. She out here. She survived out of like I don't know how many districts was it, like 12, 13 districts. 13 kids in there. It was 2 per district, so it was like 20 some kids, and she came out on top twice. So she knows how to survive. She's a survivor.
This was a good book. The movies were good too.
The movies are very good.
But Katniss at the end of the day is like a survivalist, right?
She is.
If you get lost out in somewhere, you want to be with her. Cause
she knows the berries to eat. She knows how to climb the tree. She knows how to kill the squirrels to eat. She is a survivalist.
Yeah.
She used her survival skills to survive in combat, but I don't know if she's the most combat ready. Yeah. Right? So in this battle, we let her have her bow and arrow, base bow and arrow, and we let Vaelin have a sword.
Yeah. As many times as Vaelin been on the battlefield, arrows whizzing by him, and the blood song was just telling him, like, dance, like, like you turn left, turn right, duck your head like this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and with the skills, he might could you see in a movie. I don't know if he really could do it, but he might can deflect some arrows out the sky. I just think Katniss is overmatched.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in this one.
I think Vaelin's body of being trained from like age 6 through a young man on top of his blood song gives him the advantage of taking a W. So that's my thought. You agree?
I agree. I went with Vaelin as well.
Okay. Yeah. So we both went with Vaelin on that one.
Okay.
All right. Nice. So in our Elite 8 in the A block already, we have Geralt as a victor and Vaelin as a victor. So now we're going to go down to the B block of the board. And our next matchup is Percy Jackson versus Bree Matthews.
Correct. All right.
So battle the YA phenoms, I like to call it. The kind of established phenom, and I think the new up and coming phenom.
Okay. So for Percy, he's 17 years old.
Yep.
Powers and abilities: he's a demigod of one of the big 3. He's superhuman durability. He has strength, reflexes, and agility. Yep. So he's strong. Hydrokinesis, hydrogenesis, cryokinesis, vitakinesis, and heat resistance. Like Percy is
a. So he's the god. He's the son of Poseidon, right?
Yes.
So there's no god level characters really in the book, but if you he's a demigod, right? So
he's up there.
He's up there.
In the echelon,
and he's like you said, he's a top echelon demigod, right? Who has battled some gods.
Yes.
So he has a wide range of abilities.
Let's talk about our second character,
Bree.
So give us some facts about Bree.
So Bree Matthews. She's 16, about 5'8". That's just how I imagine her. Athletic. So they in the Legendborn, they use this thing called Aether, which is basically their kind of magic, but they could form it to make weapons. It's basically battle magic. They can use it to fight and do things like that. So she could use that.
She also has the ability to call on
her ancestors. Yes. So she can call on
multiple ancestors
to do different kinds of magic, earth-related magic, and battle-related magic. So she can do a lot of different kind of magics.
Yeah.
But is it enough, bruh? Like, is the magic she can call on strong enough to beat a demigod level character?
Here's where I'm at. What we've read of her, unfortunately, in this game of books that we're battling, Percy is a veteran.
Yes.
And she is very much a phenom rookie coming in the game. She's great. She's amazing. But when it comes down to that fourth quarter or second quarter with 5 seconds left, do you want the ball in her hands?
Right.
And I don't think I would want the ball in her hands. I would want the ball in Percy's hands.
Yes. So
we're going to have to give it
to Percy. So
Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson. You bought your
Sorry,
tickets
Mr.
to the
Jackson.
Elite 8, Mr. Jackson. All right, this next one.
This one was tough. I didn't write anything down.
Once he didn't write anything, I wrote something and erased it, and then wrote something else and then erased it. So, Tao versus Szeth. Boy, Tao. I'll talk about my man Tao real quick.
Okay.
You know, they don't talk about his. I think they say he's 16 to 17. But they say he's smaller than the nobles, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll say he's about like my height, like 5'8", 5'9", like an average size guy. Like he's not 6'5", like he's not a taller guy.
Yeah.
He is without a doubt the best swordsman in his world, right?
Yeah.
The dual wielding. He is the most proficient dual wielder swordsman there is. You know, he has no fear. He's ready to put all in line.
He will lose an arm
just to cut you.
Yes.
You know, if that's what it takes.
He's an animal.
He's an animal.
Right?
And then he also has an ability to go into Ishiogo to see what is going on with his magical opponents if they are using magic, you know?
Yeah.
And then his experience level of fighting, he's died times over. He's fought demons and over again.
So death is not like, he's not scared.
He's not scared. He's not scared of death.
He's not scared.
He's not scared of death. So if you're really fighting someone who is literally not scared of death,
that's tough.
That's tough. He's not scared of death.
He's like, cool, stab me in my gut, because that's going to get me closer to slit your throat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, Percy's willing to, or Tao is willing to almost die this round to make
and then figure it out the next round. Like, okay, well, my guts might be bleeding on the floor, but I'm ready for round 2.
I'm ready for round 2. So we have to appreciate that guts, though.
All right, so.
But his opponent, Szeth,
his perks are enhanced regeneration.
He's a radiant. We'll say he's a radiant. We'll go back. He has radiant abilities, which all the things that come with radiant abilities, you can chop an arm off, you can stab, you can
fly,
grow, you can all that stuff. No shard, whatever sword. I don't know how we believe, but no special sword.
Okay.
He just has his radiant abilities.
Yeah. Just a radiant.
Just a radiant.
He has a sword. It's not a special.
Not a special sword. No shard blade. Or shard blade like things, as someone in Nakama like to put. No shard blade or shard blade like things at all.
Yeah.
So
the issue here is, right, so
can Tao kill Szeth? Because if let's say he shanked him, right, and he took it out, his Stormlight will heal back, right?
Yeah.
Until he ran out of Stormlight. So it'd be a game of timing, how long would Tao have to last? Could Tao last till Szeth's Stormlight ran out?
The thing is, though, every time he died and went, when he went to Ishiogo to fight, he fought against crazy odds.
He did.
He had no chance.
He did.
But he kept going.
He kept going. And
but that was a mental thing. It wasn't physical.
True. Would Ishiogo allow him to analyze what Szeth is doing and counter it? Can he okay, so Ishiogo, he goes to Ishiogo, right?
Yeah.
And he sees this dude can go stand on the roof.
Yeah.
Okay, but what can he do about it? And so and to be fair, one more thing. To be fair, we will make this fight in an enclosure, right? Because if it's out in the open, Szeth can just hover around and never come down and fight that. So it's in a domed building, right, where Szeth can go up high, but not higher than Tao can reach.
It's just the thing is that Szeth could come at him from so many different angles.
He does have different angles. He does.
You know what I'm saying? He changes the level, right? Of how he can battle.
Yes.
And obviously in any battle situation there is, if you have upper ground on an enemy, you are
like my man Obi-Wan, he had the high ground.
Yeah, the high ground. Obi-Wan had the high ground. He told him, "You don't listen."
I got the high ground.
I got the high ground.
I got the high ground.
Got the high ground. Anakin hard-headed.
So I do agree with you that Szeth does control the battlefield.
But what Hadith be like, yo, Tao, take this stone and tell him you own it.
No.
Take this stone.
Take the stone. Say you
own him. He won't believe you, but it might trick him up. It might slip him up. He might hesitate.
Yeah. You own him.
He might hesitate.
Like, okay. He might relent. Saying he doesn't have a stone to pick up. It's funny.
Nah, I mean it's just it.
I do. Okay, so let's say Szeth gets in close and Tal shanks him in the gut, and then Szeth stabs him in the chest.
Yeah.
And they both fall back, right?
Yeah.
If Tal takes a sword out and Szeth has just a little bit of Stormlight back,
he heals,
and Tal will keep bleeding.
Yeah.
Now Tal keep fighting, but like
over time,
it's just he might just wear him down.
His
man.
bench ain't deep enough.
His bench ain't deep enough. It's not. It's not.
He's ferocious. He's a monster.
He is. This is one of those that's going to go into like double overtime, and it's just going to be like,
and it's gonna be like one of them like Szeth is going to give him the best warrior's death that he deserves because yo, you fought your hardest, bro. Like
you did.
I feel you. Like you are worthy of this slave that you're about to get.
Yes, this death that I'm going to give you the cleanest death I can give you because you fought me so hard.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to give it to Szeth, right? I think that's what we lean into.
I want Tal to win.
I do too.
I really want Tal to win.
He might just been a big victim of again bad matchups. Like sometimes you go like
sometimes it happens.
You're a newcomer. You're not gonna get the highest seed. You know, it's just Szeth is a man right now. He's a beast. My man Evan, book 3, right? My man Tal abilities way up. So when we run this back, it can be even closer.
Please,
maybe he might come and get him.
Please.
So, all right.
So far,
our first 4 contestants in Elite 8 are who?
Geralt
of Rivia,
Vaelin,
Alcerona,
Percy,
the Jackson,
Szeth,
Son Villano.
All right.
So we got half the bracket done.
All right. Moving to the other half.
All right,
this one's a tough one too. I left this one blank. Because we gotta talk about this.
Okay.
So we have Arya Stark versus Taniel Two-Shot.
Okay. So Arya is small girl.
No, we are basing this off of what we've read so far in the books.
The books.
The last book. That's book 5?
6, whatever he ain't done. So she, small girl, has been trained by different sword masters, know how to fight with a sword. Legit. She also has her abilities to change them faces, do that.
She can warg.
Spoiler, non-spoiler, she can warg. In the books, it definitely proved her dreams.
Yeah.
And even when she was fighting in the other
she lost her sight, she actually didn't lose her sight.
So okay, in this battle, are we gonna have some wild animals running around?
It depends on where they at.
Let's say they fighting in the forest.
I feel like we leaning towards. We try to make her win.
They fight in the forest with wild tigers and bears running around.
All right, so we in the forest.
Okay.
Wild tigers and bears.
No, we gotta be on the tigers and bears. It can be a cougar or something like that, and a wolf running around. Right.
You got
again, she has stealth on her side. Yeah. She can phase change. She can warg. Arya's a G, and she also is one who not today. Death, not today. What do you say? The god of death, not today. Yeah. No. She's not scared of death either. She's handled some hardcore things in her family like a G.
What's the saying? Valar.
Mongoolius.
Yeah. And then what's the
Valar? The Harris or something like that. Yeah. She about it life. My man Taniel Two-Shot from the Powder Mage trilogy.
Yeah. What you got? Well, what's on his?
Taniel is a powder mage, which is basically someone who snorts gunpowder and they have enhanced abilities.
Yes.
They could either run for longer times, as far as when they shoot their guns, they can kind of like, almost like the Wanted movie, right? They can kind of curve the bullets. Mm-hmm. They can detonate powder kegs from afar away. But they get like almost Captain America-ish, right? They get stronger faster just by snorting the powder. Mm-hmm. We will let Taniel have like one little canister of powder. You know, he can snort. No guns though. And you can't. We won't let him pop off because
not
he popping off at Arya is done. So now Taniel snort his powder, right? And he comes at Arya. You know, she's quick, she's maneuvering and whatnot.
But she's not gonna do nothing against no superhuman strength, though, bro.
No. But let's say she wargs into like a cougar, right? And the cougar jumps on his back. Right? And then so Taniel goes and smacks a cougar, and then she wargs out of the cougar.
I feel like if we give her these animals, we gotta give him guns. It's only fair, bruh.
And we give her these animals, he gets to have a gun. Then he just gonna pop off on the animals, man.
I mean, but she can jump out them shit. She better do it quick. She gonna be stuck like your boy. Who's it that got stuck?
Six Skins. He got stuck in one of them joints.
Man, finish the books, man. Come on, bro. Some of the best storytelling, bro.
But so I feel like you make the way you're describing it. Arya is going to almost be like your boy Denzel in the Fallen movie, or not Denzel, but like that villain in Fallen, right? When he was
falling, just jumping.
Like, you're gonna be jumping. So Taniel has guns and she has animal guns. Then he's just gonna pop off on all the animals, and I mean maybe a fox sneaks under his legs and bites his ankle and he shoot it or something like that or something. I don't know. But I feel like he's going to shoot all the animals.
Regardless of if he could shoot or not.
Okay.
I feel like he would win.
Okay.
I feel like this will be our first upset. I don't want him to because Arya's my favorite character.
She is.
She's my favorite character. But like, I feel like, like unless Arya like snuck and like stole his daddy's face and showed up and like, son, you kneel
for me, and then just stab him in the neck.
Right.
So deception, she would have to deceive him.
Yeah, she would have to deceive him for this to work.
For work.
And
yeah, it's just a heads up battle.
I have to give it to Taniel, bro.
All right, yeah, I did put Taniel 2 shot. I was trying to figure. I wanted you to argue me down to Arya Stark, but
I want to too. Like we both there. Like Arya's that business, but not against somebody who can snort powder. Now she's smart, right? Like could she find a way to get the powder from
him before he snorted it, right?
Before he gets on his
So
high.
maybe he looks at her as like, oh, this little girl, like I can just hand her no pressure, and like he start trying to scrap with her, and he's like, oh, she can get cocky, and she shanks me and she stabbed me, and she sees him reaching for the powder, and Arya like steals it or like somehow lifted it from him before he took it, and then he
makes it explode.
He could definitely make it explode in her face.
She loses,
and
bro.
She would die.
She loses.
You're right. So, Taniel 2 shot Powder Mage books. Have y'all read those? Those are really good books. I wouldn't say they're amazing, but they're really good.
They're good.
They're good. Yeah, agree. So, all right, moving on.
All right. So now we have Darrow from
Red Rising.
Yep. And Adolin Colin.
Now, no shard blades, right?
Right.
But will we give Adolin shard plate? All right, let me talk about my man Darrow real quick, right? So Darrow is a gold, right? But he started off as a red.
He was a red.
So when they made him a gold, they carved him and they made him 7'1". Mm-hmm. He's 350 pounds.
A gorilla.
He has superhuman strength and speed. He has high bone density, able to withstand extreme force.
Heavy as hell.
Yep. He knows a cool fighting style, and he solves problems in a new way. But so he's been recarved to be a monster, a beast.
Yeah. So let's read Adolin's biography.
So my man Adolin Colin, he's like 24, 25. Someone in the comments said that people in Roshar are like taller than normal people.
Yeah.
So I said 6. So let's say Aelin's like 6'6" or something like that. 6'5", 6'6".
6'6". He's been raised to battle. His entire his people are constantly at war.
And he's a master of dueling, right? One-on-one dueling. So we are giving him a sword. We'll let Darrow have a sword and he have a sword. So we will let him duel. And he knows all the different styles of duel, and he's a tactician.
Yeah.
Now, I think if Adolin has shard plate, I think he can beat Darrow. Without shard plate, though, I don't know if Darrow's new super strength and speed and ability from his carving, I think that might be too much for Adolin, because I don't know if Adolin could damage him enough.
I mean, Darrow could damage.
Good damn it. Yeah, Adolin could. Yeah.
So
sword fighting wise, right? Adolin, I would say, is probably like one of the best sword fighters in Roshar.
Yes.
I feel like Darrow is probably one of the best sword fighters in the Red Rising universe. So
but if
I
he
feel
has
like
the sharp plate, as it loses light, it becomes heavy.
it becomes heavy and
it may become a struggle for Adolin.
yes,
so.
if they battle it out and like Adolin dinged him enough, Darrow dinged him enough that it started losing light, then it would fail.
Yeah.
But that might give him the strength to like maybe harm Darrow because Darrow's such a gorilla, like you said.
Yeah.
I feel like they're about equal scale.
The thing is, what to me gives Darrow the edge is his
Darrow's
fight.
also a beast. Yes, that's the last thing I said
grit,
too. Darrow is very Tao-like in his like, I'm willing to die for this. Like I'm go out
and to me, and Adolin becomes that, but in a different way.
Yeah, on a one-on-one type of duel situation, which is this probably the closest thing for him. Aelin's very honorable, very much like, okay, this is how we attack it. What Darrow's like, I feel like Darrow might pick up some dirt and throw it in Aelin's eyes to make sure he's gonna win because he's like, I kill him to kill.
Like, that's not what.
That's not part of the rules. And he's like, ain't no rules, it's death. And your boy Darrow might shank him.
Yeah.
So
personally, I would go with Darrow.
I go with Darrow too. I wrote Darrow Olycos as the champion. So, all right, so far we got Taniel, Darrow, and we got 2 more to go.
All right. So the next one we have number 1 character in the Cosmere.
That's what I think.
Then.
And then we have my man Logan Ninefingers from the Last Blade Itself trilogy. So, just a little bit about Logan. He's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He's a cool, nice guy who was raised in the woods and battle clans, and he knows how to fight like mountain man type of fight, basically like a lumberjack who knows his skills in fighting, but then he snaps and turns into like a homicidal maniac who wants to just kill. Vin is a Mistborn who can do many different things depending on what kind of metals she got in her system. So in this fight, let's talk about, are we going to give Vin just the basic metals, or does she also get them other metals that gave her like even more abilities?
Let's start with the basics.
Just the basics, okay. So with her basics, she can still push and still pull. Is a sword steel?
Yes. So
we gave him a sword, and she fights with daggers, right?
Yeah.
So glass daggers, because we'll give her glass daggers, because I don't think they're more stronger or less strong than a sword. So she could.
I mean, it's glass.
It's glass.
Technically, you can break it.
You break it technically, but yeah. So she can pull, push. She can play with emotions.
Yeah.
She can, has higher strength. Her senses. Logan just can't mess with Vin. We're not even gonna try to fight y'all on this. like even as much as Logan can rage, like Vin has so many different ways she can beat him. She can match him with strength. She could temper his emotions, maybe to turn him not down from a beast, because I think he snaps when he becomes a beast. So she could like trying to dampen his emotions and turn into a calmer person, and then just stab him. She could push on his sword and make him cut himself. Vin has so many ways she could kill this man. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
So this is one of those where it's like, oh, the one season, the snappy little 16, and okay, they won by 30. Like, it's just a beast. But Vin's going to run away with this one.
Vin got it.
I think, and Vin is like a family, like a fan favorite.
Yeah,
so
Vin has it. Fan service.
Last one.
Jon Snow.
Who
know nothing.
Who knows nothing.
He's
gonna tell his opponent, you know nothing. When actually his opponent does know some stuff. Eragon. From the Eragon series. This is another character who my man Jake really went on about like his expanded abilities.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna have to nerf Eragon a bit. Just kind of like how we're taking sharp blades away from people, how we're taking super sharp blades away from some people.
Yeah.
And even we're talking about these characters in their like normal sense, but like if you think about Vin at the very end of the book, she kind of did some things that are like, that's not who she was in the most important book. So we're not going to let them be like that overpowered. But even at his base level, if we take Eragon when he transformed to an elf, spoiler, he kind of elfed, like being Eragon. They say he can like run as fast as a horse. I think he can punch, put a dent in armor. He knows some sort of spells. He's probably one of the best sword fighters in his area. No help from dragons. Obviously has a dragon companion. No help from dragons. None of that. Even still, without that, he's just a very formidable person. Whereas Jon Snow, he was probably probably a good swordsman.
He was a decent to good bastard swordsman. Yes, at the end of the day,
above average swordsman.
He had a wolf.
He had a wolf. He could also work in the books.
Yeah, I don't think he knew what he was doing though.
He didn't. He did, but he could do those things. And be like, again, he might have more promise to him if someone would finish the books. But we don't know that. All we got here now is a pretty above average bastard swordsman, who's just gonna take a L.
Yeah.
All right, on the right side, Q, tell us who our other 4 contestants are. Finalists.
Yep. So we have Taniel Two Shot. We have Darrow.
Olycos.
Who best Adolin.
Yep.
We have Vin over Logan.
The Mistborn goddess.
And we got your boy Eragon.
That's our 8. So next joint, we're going to tear those 8 down to 4. And I don't know if we're going to do the final 4 in the championship at once, or just get them down to 4. We'll see. So we're going to pare them down to 4. But I am very excited because I feel like these 4 is definitely going to be a tougher battle.
It's going to be a tougher discussion. Yeah.
Percy and Szeth is one that I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. And then Vin and Eragon is another one I'm just like, ooh.
I feel like Vaelin and Geralt is going to be great because they're both like...
They both
went to school for this.
They did. They trained for this. They did. So
I don't know.
And then I don't know how much powder man Taniel need, but I mean Darrow's gonna be a formidable opponent. So we appreciate y'all time. Stick with us as we get all the way to the first fantasy fight championship. And if you made it this far, what's the thing they'll give us, Q?
Give us a basketball. Somebody gave us heat for doing
the
weightlifting in the last one. So
give us a basketball, because our cats out here balling on them, So thank you. We appreciate y'all.